So if you've ever questioned, who is my ideal client, that's a question that plagues pretty much 95% of all the coaches that I deal with on a daily basis. And even if you've, been in business for years, you may still find yourself being overwhelmed and pulling your hair out, wondering, who am I meant to help? Who is this elusive, ideal client I'm meant to find? And the worst part of all of it is that it ends up ultimately hurting your success. And the reason being is because when you don't feel that you are clear on who you help, then it becomes very challenging for you to sit down and market. When you get to do your marketing, it becomes very diluted. And then you sort of struggle with how do I get anyone's attention when I'm trying to appeal to 5 different people at the same time? And so it doesn't have that focus. And then what ends up happening is you just get lost in all the noise because of that lack of clarity. And the other issue is if you help a lot of different people, like lots of different clients, delivering lots of different results, then it gets even more complicated. Because if every single client that comes along, has their own unique and different problem, then you have to come up with multiple unique solutions. So with every unique problem that you need to deal with because of having so many different ideal clients, well, each one of them requires unique solutions and they are required from you. So you end up having to do all this extra work. And you also have to work very closely with each of them because each of these 5 different clients have such a different perspective of the world. It's much more laborious in the results if you're wanting to obtain them in such a unique way. And you end up having to create personalized curriculums. Like each client has its own templates, has their own this, their own that. And no doubt you're dedicated to getting results, but you can probably appreciate, right, that it ends up costing you a lot more time, a lot more energy, and it takes away the focus. And before you know it, you're going to find yourself working 24/7. And you won't end up having any time to take on more clients because in the time that you could be taking on more clients, you're designing these unique systems, these unique solutions. And then we all know where that ends up, right? We know that ends up with you no longer having a life outside of your business. So how do we actually get clear on the client? Because when we get clear on the client, none of this happens. If you appreciate that. Once you know your client, you don't have to deal with any of that stuff. Because when you work with one specific type of person only, like that's it, then you soon realize that all of your clients think very similar thoughts. All of your clients have very similar problems. All of your clients have very similar desires. And what that means is you can actually take them through the same framework, the same model, the same curriculum, so to speak. And that ultimately saves you time. So you start to get this time back because of the fact you're so focused. And the best part of finding your ideal client is that it's no longer complicated. Your whole business becomes simplified. And the reality is to find your ideal client is easier than you think. After being in this industry for over 14 years, having worked with well over 1,800 clients that are all coaches, I realized that you just need to ask yourself 5 questions to help clarify who your ideal client is. So I don't know if you want to write them down, if you've got access to a pen or something, or just pause and rewind or whatever you need to do. But number 1, you want to work out what type of clients do you have the most amount of experience with. So if you've been doing a little bit of coaching, what type of clients do you actually have experience with? Because it's the years of experience that you have when you work with a specific type of person makes it much more easy for you to serve them. So if you compare that to working with someone that you have no experience in, now it doesn't just have to be you having experience having worked with them. It could also be you having experience having worked in that industry. So for me, when I switched into the coaching industry, I was doing IT recruitment And so my first lot of clients were IT specialists because I already had experience understanding the language, understanding how they spoke, understanding how they comprehended things. And so I was able to leverage that experience. And because of that, you're going to find that you're going to be able to work with them much faster. You're going to be able to help them get better results. And you'll also end up having more authority because you already have that background knowledge, that background experience, which means you'll be able to charge what you're worth. Whereas someone who has a lot less experience, or someone that you want to work with that you have less experience in their industry or in their world, then you're going to find yourself wasting months and months learning about their problems in order to actually gain that position and gain that authority. So it's not worth the effort. Now, the second thing you want to ask yourself is, what type of clients do you actually enjoy working with? You know, that's got to be a very important question, because when you're going to go out there and build your coaching business, it's supposed to be fun. Like, I'm pretty sure you want to enjoy yourself while you're doing this. So why would you want to go out there and work with people that are going to drain your energy? like really consider this, right? Who are the people that when you hang around them, they just zap you of energy? My suggestion is, don't make them your ideal client, because you want to go out there and work with people that give you energy. You know, there is over 8.2 billion people in this world, and I promise you, you have the luxury of choosing to work with people that energize you. And even if you were to only decide that you are only ever going to work with the clients that you enjoy, then don't worry, because with 8.2 billion people on the planet, there are more than enough clients for you to be able to go out there and succeed. Now, the third question is, what types of clients have you delivered the best results for? So when you've worked with clients in the past, which ones have obtained the very best results from your coaching sessions? Because the most successful businesses out there, they're all about this thing called retention. So when you're able to deliver a world-class result for your clients, obviously they're going to stay with you, right? So the reality is, once you secure a client, then if you continue to help them get remarkable results, they're not going to go anywhere. And so if you think about it, you know, which one's easier? Do you think it's much easier to build a business when your current clients stay while you're adding new ones on top of them? Or would you rather have a business where you are just focused on constantly adding new clients while you're losing the old ones, right? It's like you're trying to fill a bath and there's a hole in it. Like, I think you get the analogy. But that's one of the core reasons why you should go out there and help clients that you have a proven track record with, because it is much easier when you do this to be able to gain traction in the marketplace and be able to position yourself as an authority and to be able to grow your business year on year. So instead of having, 15 clients, then I got 10 clients, now I got 5 clients, back to 10 clients, now I got 15. I got 5 clients, 10 clients, 15, 20. You get the concept. Number 4, if you only got paid after delivering the result for your client, who would you be most confident working with? So if you only got paid after the result was delivered, who would you feel most confident working with? Now, for me, out of the 5 questions, I think this is the most important question. It's the most important one in the list, because if you're able to picture yourself getting a successful result, right, with your clients, and if you can imagine yourself running a business that is on a results-based model where you're only going to get paid when you get the result, then you'll find that you're probably serving the right person. And if you're wondering why is this, it's because your clients, they only pay you for results. So if there is a specific client that you know you can get results for, that you are absolutely confident you will get results for, then this is what people pay for. Because if you can't deliver a result, eventually you're going to run into issues. Like, clients are not going to pay you on time or at all. You'll end up finding that clients stop payments in the midst of a coaching program, or clients ask for refunds after working with you for a short period of time. So if you gravitate to making your ideal client the one that you are fully confident getting results for, then you found your ideal client. And the 5th question is, what types of clients are most likely to afford your services? A lot of coaches, they don't even bother contemplating this. In fact, most of them just completely ignore this. And what they ignore is what's known as the prospect's purchasing power. So you might pick an ideal client who you've got experience with, who you enjoy working with, who you are certain you can get a result for. But, what's the point in all of that if every time you offer your service, they say, I can't afford it? Or every time you offer your service, you find that what you feel you're worth, your ideal client is never paying it. So it is important that when you really get into this industry and you start to acquire incredible skills and you really start to make a difference in people's lives, it's important that you get paid what you're worth. So you also need to therefore take into consideration their purchasing power. This has to be taken into account. Because if this is not factored into your ideal client creation, then you'll find yourself spending a huge amount of time with people who can't afford you. And it ends up being a nightmare because you want to fairly exchange value and be rewarded for the impact you have. So anyway, I hope these steps have given you some clarity on your ideal client. But the truth is, these are just the first steps. Finding your ideal client are the first steps to your success. And if you truly want to build a fun and fulfilling and financially rewarding coaching business, one that you really desire, then you actually need to go out there and master your coaching skills. Because if you don't master your coaching skills, how can you actually help people get results? As a coach, if you can't get any results, then who's going to pay you? The next thing that you want to think about is you want to learn how to inspire people to buy. Like, you want to know the process. So if I've got my ideal client now and they're sitting in front of me, I need to know how to inspire them to take that next step to actually purchase. Because if you can't sell your coaching services effectively, how could you ever succeed with your coaching business? And another thing that has to be considered is the importance of thinking like a business owner. Because if you want to go down this journey, which I know you do, of being a successful coach, if you do not know how to think like a business owner, like if you don't know how to run a business, then how are you going to be able to make the right decisions? How are you going to know what's the right marketing? What's the right price point? What do I do in this scenario? Decisions cannot be made without that framework. And these things, these three skills, the coaching skills, the ability to inspire people to buy, and the ability to think like a business owner, these are crucial skills. Because without those skills, what have you got? You've got your ideal client, but you end up pretty much with a hobby. And it stays as a hobby and never really turns into a real business. And this is sad. This is a heartbreaking experience because I know that you genuinely want to make a go of it. And so I just want to say this. There is a very simple and quick series of steps that you can learn. And these three crucial skills, they can be picked up quite rapidly. And that's exactly why we put together a free event designed to help you do just that. It's called How to Become a Highly Successful Coach. And it's designed to teach you the only three skills that you're ever going to need to build a thriving coaching business. And dare I say it, a purpose-driven coaching business where you really feel that you are truly aligned, not just to your ideal client, but you're aligned to your life's work. And it's all going to be structured around how to do that in today's day and age. Even if you're just starting out or you don't have a niche or even, nobody knows you right now, we're going to cover inside this program, first up, the only 7 coaching techniques that you need in order to go out there and change people's lives rapidly, even if you're not confident in your skill set yet. I'm going to take you through the 5 steps to turn your passion into an irresistible coaching package, even if you're not sure what to coach people in. You'll also be shown the fastest way to escape the 9-to-5 rat race and create a purposeful living as a coach. And these are the exact same steps that helped me to go out there and earn $124,000 in my very first year. And they really are 3 simple steps that can be followed to create true freedom, a real impact in the world, and some incredible abundance through this thing called coaching, even if you've got no experience at the moment or no credibility. Because I know that if you're sitting there and you feel like you're a bit stuck, or you feel like you're overwhelmed in your business and you want to get out of that and you want to learn the proven steps and the processes that have helped well over 1,800 of our clients generate well over 100 million in coaching revenues since 2009, then all you got to do is click the link near this video and save your free spot. And in case you're wondering, why is it free? Is there a catch? Look, there is no catch at all. We use a marketing method called freemium. And it's similar to what Spotify and Zoom and Gmail use. So we provide a tremendous amount of value up front. And a small percentage of people, they want to learn more and they end up joining our paid programs. So it makes total sense to us to give all of this away for free. So click the Learn More button below this video and lock in your seat. And make sure that you do grab yourself your very own slice of free education pie that has helped well over 1,800 of our clients over the years, and they're raving about it. So click the link below and reserve your spot.